Well, I think this is just a bunch of hype by the news media, to be honest about you. I can't imagine that this is going to be anything like a circus. You're going to, these hearings are so dull in the first place. I think the media just wants Comey to say out of his own mouth that Donald Trump asked him to back off on Mike Flynn. That's all they want, which is okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. The president has every opportunity to do that, and he's president of the United States, and as we've seen, Comey works for him, or did.
Yeah, well, there is a distinction that I think we should make, right? It is one thing if you're the president and I'm in your office and you say to me, "Hey, Bill, do you think you could back off? Maybe looking into Mike Flynn, he's a good guy." And Bill, stop your investigation. There's a huge difference between those two, isn't there?
There's a huge difference. And I know what Trump, if he did say this, what he was saying was Mike Flynn was just fired. He's been embarrassed worldwide. He's under investigation. Can't you just go easy on him? This was not a threat. This was not a collusion. This was not corruption. This is President of the United States having sympathy for Mike Flynn. That's it. And there's nothing illegal about that.
Well, which would go to, I guess, the point that a lot of people wonder is if he felt bullied, which some people have suggested, if he felt intimidated, and he went back to his office and made notes that said, "I think obstruction of justice just happened," why did he make those charges right then in there and say the president is obstructing justice, I need to take this forward? And he didn't do any of that.
Well, I hope this hearing will be used by some members of the Senate to show the American people why Trump fired Comey. Comey should have been fired many years ago. Comey is a grandstander. He's a guy that wants to see himself on television. He's constantly trying to protect his future. He should have been fired last year by Obama, but and I hope they get into that. But you're right. It is law that if Comey felt like he was witnessing obstruction of justice, that he had to report it to the Justice Department. And I hope they bring that kind of stuff out, because I'm glad that Comey's gone. I've never been a fan of his, especially since last year, and he took upon himself to run the Justice Department and take away the authority of the Attorney General.
No, I understand. This was not a man that was particularly well liked by Republicans or Democrats, for that matter, until the day he was fired, and then suddenly the Democrats discovered their best long-lost friend that they never knew they had and had never spoken about before. You know, there are reports that some of the Senate Republicans are going to be a lot more confrontational in their questioning of Comey. Do you expect that to happen?
Yes, I do. I think these members are going to show the American people who Comey is, and they're not going to let him get away with, I mean, it was reported today, I saw it, I'm sure it was reported before, but Comey changed his testimony and actually lied to Congress. Frankly, there ought to be an investigation of him on perjury to Congress.
You're talking about the May 3rd testimony that he gave to the Senate Intel Committee?
Exactly right.
Yeah.
He had to change it again. So maybe he'll use this opportunity to actually tell the American people the truth about what's going on. And why did Clinton meet with the Attorney General on that tarmac? I'd love to know what Comey knows.